Hello and welcome. What the fuck? We'll just restart that. Blip, 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 blip. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Three's a Crime, a true crime podcast. I'm Tori.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Lindsey.
And that's our intro.
Here we are professional podcasters.
We're podcasters, bitches.
You can say whatever you want.
I love this cat more than anything. But before I let something happen to
You can say whatever you want. I love this
cat more than anything.
That was an accident. I did not expect for that to
That
happen.
was magnificent.
Oh,
So hey,
Hey.
hey guys.
did you know
What?
What?
that for as little as $5 a month,
What?
you can be
You should use her
That-
bark as like a transition.
I mean, I got that one. That scared me. Oh my
Mia.
Dude,
is
that
not
random
happy.
bark that she has, that random deaf kid bark is just something else.
Because it just comes out of nowhere.
It comes out of nowhere.
fucking-
She wakes up from a dead sleep to bark at nothing.
like for as little as $5 a month.
Move.
You can be a Patreon.
Oh my god.
Patron? Patreon?
I don't really know what
A
it's called.
patron on
Patreon.
Patreon.
Patron.
I think Patreon? I don't know. I don't think it matters. so
Anyway.
you know.
You can be one of those pee people.
You want to be a pea person?
Have you ever
One of those
wanted to be a pea? You can be a pea.
And a
with me.
princess in the pea. And the pea. Princess in the
cat.
pea.
Princess and the Pea. Princess in the Pea would be a whole
James
different
and the
kind of
Giant
story.
Pea.
That's on Pornhub.
I'm
That's
just-
up-
Hey man, no shame. Pornhub sponsor us.
Yeah, no king shaming. Just
No
saying
king
that
shaming,
that
man.
is probably on there.
But yeah. Okay. Starting this over. Bloop bloop bloop
Bloop.
bloop bloop bloop. Here we go. $5. Give me $5. I want my $5.
What?
Have you never seen Better Off Dead?
No.
It's John Cusack when he's like real young. But in this movie, this little paper boy follows him around the whole movie in different spots going, I want my $2. Give me my $2.
I've never heard
That's
that.
got Demi Moore in it too. She's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
baby.
Better Off Dead. It's Better Off Dead, right?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
that one. Okay.
You're so serious. And then give that $5.
Okay.
All right, that's gonna be a whole blooper reel.
This is our blooper reel.
Bloop bloop bloop
Bloop,
blooper
bloop,
reel.
blooper reel.
Bloop, 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 blooper reel.
I kind of love that. Mia says no. Honestly, we just decided that we're so funny that all the content I delete is just going to go into these episodes. So, and if you hate it, you don't have to listen, but we think we're funny. So, you know what?
This is the stuff that makes us laugh and proves that we are who we say we are.
Okay, Mia's
Oh,
making
boy.
out with the microphone.
Oh my god, and half my face.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Mia, you have got to calm your little titties because
so
you
excited.
are just so excited. You are the star of this show.
She truly is.
Do you even know? You're doing great, sweetie.
She is the
You
star
are the star
my
of
life.
this show.
She's the star of my life. I love her.
She is a star.
And I love that Lindsay is now calling me her mom. So I have right now, I'm fostering 2 little dogs. They are a bonded brother set that came up from Texas. And they figured out the dog door. And so that's great. But they like to be outside so much. And my fence is kind of janky at the moment. And I don't really want them outside if I'm not out there watching them. And so they kept going out the other night. And so finally put the dog door in.
I was gonna ask if you had one of those while it was super hot.
Yeah. So I let them out the other morning. And they had to pee so bad. And Harker, one of the little ones, he was running for the door and went to go out the dog door and hit because I had to think he kind of just bounced off.
Oh my
And I was like, "Oh my god, buddy, I'm so sorry." And I opened the door and he was like, "I have to pee, just open." He didn't even care. But he just ran head first.
That is so sad.
Oh my god. Gooey will skitter through the kitchen like a Fast and Furious drift, and his little butt goes one way, and his other part.
Speaking of Fast and Furious, I went and saw Fast 9. And let me fucking tell you.
I mean, are any of the original people still in them at
Yeah.
this point?
And actually, have you guys seen all of them?
No. I've seen.
Okay.
I think I've seen the first
3.
one and I was
Okay.
like, this is dumb.
So,
and I'm
like,
out.
here's the thing about the Fast and the Furious movies is, you gotta go in knowing they're ridiculous.
Oh yeah, they're just
they're not even about racing anymore. They're just a completely
it's
absurd...
about being a family.
Being a
It's a family. That's all I know.
furious. That's what Michael likes to say.
I don't know.
well-
and now it makes me sad because of Paul Walker.
Yeah.
And I'm just
They
like, that's-
do an incredible job. The movies are completely ridiculous. The last one was there was a submarine flying over some giant frozen ocean or something. And I was like, how are they going to top that? Bitches, they went to space. They took a
No.
car
no.
to space.
Well,
but here's-
technically, Elon Musk did that.
I mean,
too. So I mean, it's not out
It was
of the
really
realm of
funny.
possibilities.
And they do a good job. It's a funny movie. It has a character too from she was also in Game of Thrones, so if you watch Game of Thrones, she's in that.
So wait,
Who
have
was
they
she?
gone from it being because the first Fast and Furious was supposed to be like a drama,
Cars racing and
Yeah.
drama. Yeah.
and now they've
It's
gone
more
comedic.
funny. It's
Is it funny,
obvious
haha,
humor.
or ridiculous?
It's just you
So,
gotta go into it.
So in the series, when Paul Walker died, does he die in the series?
No.
Did they address? Oh, okay.
No, he
He
doesn't
just
die.
leaves.
He just
Okay.
has a family, and,
Yeah.
and they mention him. But what I liked was Tokyo Drift, which was the movie no one liked because it was basically
Because
its
nobody was
own-
in it that was from
none
the
of the original. They brought those characters into the 9th movie.
Oh, interesting.
Which I thought was so cool because I said the reason everyone hated Tokyo Drift was it was it should have been like a spin-off movie, but they treated it like it was part of the franchise and it was just totally different. And yeah, they brought in all the original, they're all the original
I've
characters.
watched part of the Drift, but that's it. But I know the
Just-
people that are
you
in it.
just gotta go into it knowing it's gonna be absurd.
But I love
Or you can be like me, and just
action
avoid them
movies that are
altogether.
dumb.
Yeah.
So yeah, true crime news this week.
Bill
Cosby.
Cosby got out of fucking prison.
I mean,
They fucked up so fucking hard.
So,
They
I mean,
really
the
did.
problem is
So
that
sad.
it's not a question of if he's innocent or guilty. He's guilty.
he's definitely
But
guilty.
he
He's
was
admitted
not-
that he's guilty.
Something was fucked up in his trial, so he was not given the right to due process, which is
So-
something that I love that we have due process, but for times like this,
Yeah.
And
So
bullshit.
what had
Fuck.
happened, if you haven't been following this, is that they basically gave him anonymity. That's not the word I want. They basically had given him immunity, thank you, in saying
Law and order.
whatever you say is not going to be used against you. And then when he told them and admitted everything, they were like, holy shit,
there's a
this is
lot.
horrifying. We're definitely going to charge you. And they can't do that because they only got him to divulge it by saying that he wouldn't be prosecuted for it. And then they turned around and prosecuted him for it.
Which fucking blows because it's their fault he's
It is,
walking
that
free.
it is
And
definitely their fault.
He's guilty. He's guilty.
He's
as
100%
shit.
guilty.
Fuck
He's admitted.
him.
Do you know-
He's admitted it. There's proof. Fuck
Yeah.
you. And because
He's a
you
fucking
guys are
predator.
dumbasses.
Yeah.
And
he's
again,
gonna walk free.
thankful for due process when you fucking
When it works.
when it works. I mean,
Right.
like, fuck
Properly.
you, dude.
You know, I think though, for me personally, I mean, I'm kind of like, all right, yeah, you may be walking around, sir, but we know what the fuck you are. Like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
know what you are.
He was already calling comedy clubs. He was already saying he's going to do a documentary.
I mean, but I
That's-
think what disturbed me the most this week
Ugh.
was honestly Felicia Rashad
That was.
tweeting
Fucked.
that like this whole injustice has
We'll
been
post a
like,
picture of it on our Instagram.
yeah,
I'll
I just
screenshot it.
I saw that and I'm like, how can you hate women so much? Like, what a horrible, like, oh, I just,
Well, and you
Those
guys
are
know how
great.
I feel with like people being accused of things and it being proven, right? But like I said, with it
it
has
came out
been.
of his own mouth.
It has been. You don't get
He
to
admitted
do,
it.
like
yeah, he did it. You know he did it.
ugh. So
And I think she had to have known that it was happening.
I really think he pulled whatever manipulating thing that he's done to his wife on her. Because she was kind of his wife, work wife.
She
Mm.
was his work wife because even
So-
after the Cosby Show,
They still work
there
together.
was another. They had like a. There was.
There
What was
something,
that
I
one?
can't
I think
remember.
that one was just called Cosby.
Yeah.
But she was his wife on that show.
Yeah.
But I still just like look, you can love the person but still
Acknowledge
and be disgusted by a person's actions.
mhm.
But to get on there and say like that him being in prison was an injustice, like
it's
Bill
no,
Cosby
no,
as a
Felicia.
whole is an injustice.
No, Felicia.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Bye, Felicia. Am I right? My God. Okay. Our next thing of bad news. Well, I guess the Lori Vallow thing isn't bad news. It's
No,
good.
the Lori
news.
Vallow thing is great news. Let
what
that bitch burn.
what happened with her? I couldn't find
Lori
anything.
Vallow was charged with the murder of her
Husband.
husband.
Oh, hallelujah.
What's his Charles
Charles.
Fallow. My God, that was the one. That was like the first murder in this whole craziness, right? She was married to him and he died by her brother. Her brother
her
shot
brother
him.
did it.
Yes.
And then the brother,
the brother
mysteriously
died.
Yeah.
dies.
Anyway, if you watch anything about Lori Vallow, she's fucking disgusting.
She's so fucked up.
ID has a great 3-part
Yeah.
documentary. We've talked about it before.
Local-ish Pacific Northwest. It's in
yeah,
Idaho.
Idaho.
So, close to home a little, which always freaks me out when there's it
Yeah.
just gives me the heaves. Good job getting her convicted.
God,
because
no shit.
fuck
They were
that
working
bitch.
on that so hard, I bet.
Oh my God. And
But,
she
like,
fucking
how
shows up
she's
with
still
red
not-
lipstick every time and she looks like it looks so smug. She
Yeah.
just
She is
looks
It
ugh.
It looks like she's expecting her God to come and take her
yeah,
away.
it's she's acting very like
not-
I'm protected
Yeah.
and like this isn't even real, like this isn't
Right.
justice. I'm gonna what I
Question
mean?
Yeah.
though, but she still hasn't been charged in the murder of her children.
No, because I don't think they
They have no
find
proof
stuff yet.
that she murdered them. At the moment, she's only being charged with like disposing of a body. I don't think they actually know how the
I
kids were
think
killed
Chad
yet.
is being charged with the deaths of the kids.
Is that what it is?
His wife, and maybe the kid. I'm not sure.
I don't
Yeah, because
remember,
they exhumed his first
Because
wife.
and they charged him with
and
that.
they found the bodies of the 2 kids.
And his-
It was
in
in
his
his yard.
backyard. Yeah,
Yeah.
so gross.
Right now, you look like you have no pants on. I love that. Can you see it?
Yeah,
She
she just
looks like she looks like she's at the gynecologist's office, where she has her shirt on, but the pants are off and she's covered in a blanket.
But our little legs
You
are
don't-
poking out.
Right before a you don't want to put your legs in the stirrups before they come in.
Right?
You
There's-
you don't want that to welcome your gynecologist.
I want to know how many people do that.
See?
Yeah,
Tell me,
now
Big
I
Mouth.
see that
Are you
Yeah.
gonna watch it?
Probably not.
Damn.
But,
But it's so okay.
but
Fine.
the little cartoon vagina was
Pretty amazing.
pretty funny.
Mhm.
And the period
Ride the
talk
crimson wave.
definitely-
I fucking.
I'm Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark. Oh my god! When the monster's like, I think you belong to the floor now.
So concludes the end of my journey. Oh my god.
It's so weird that this palate cleanser was brought to you by Big Mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sponsor us. I fucking love Big Mouth. We just released an episode last week for patrons, so for as little as $5 a month, you could go listen to it.
That's
Hey,
right.
You should tell them a little, just a little summary of
Yeah,
what it
just
is.
a little summary. So here locally, there is a mansion in town, and
Right down the
it's
street.
kind of
One of them.
Yeah,
There's
just
quite a few
there are quite a few.
haunted ones.
This is one that's actually right down the street from Emily's house, and it's like
Find out where I live for $5 a month. I'm just kidding.
it's basically the murder house from American Horror Story kind
Yeah.
of come to
Yeah.
life. It's known as a cursed house. People that live there tend to have weird and things happen to them. But its most famous resident, Dr. Rudolph Hahn, was quite a
Interesting character.
yeah. So
Fucking
yeah, for
dick.
$5 a month, you can go ahead and listen to that story. And we'll be putting out more Patreon exclusives now that we're kind of in a recording
Definitely one a
schedule.
month at least.
Yes. Yeah, you'll be getting at least one a month.
And we hit 10,000 listeners, and now at this point we're at almost 10.5. Man,
Yeah.
Yay!
this is
Yay.
wild.
We're super excited.
So fast.
Yeah, so exciting. So thank you. And just, I thought this was interesting because we always get asked, like, if one person can listen to 3 episodes, does that count as 3? And I looked it up, and no, it has to be different, different IP addresses every time. And Brittany tested it out because we were at 9,997, and she's like, I just played 3 or she just downloaded and played 3 episodes, and it didn't adjust the number, which I love.
Oh, wow.
So
That means they're brand
it's
new
full
fresh.
on, like, brand new fresh. We have had 10,500 different people or different
Listening.
IP different
Yeah,
listeners,
different, yeah.
whatever, which is wild.
That
Yeah.
is wild and amazing and crazy and
We're very
awesome
excited
and
And we've been doing this since February 1st was the day that we officially put our I think actually that was the day we like officially started.
like record.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we had recorded and released an episode that day. I don't remember.
but somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So exciting. We love everyone and thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
otherwise, it would just be the 3 of us sitting around talking like we normally
Yeah,
do.
Exactly.
Yeah. But now you can experience it.
Yeah, you can experience-
You can
You know,
experience us.
I have
For
always
For $5 a
for
month, you
$5
can experience us.
I have always said I feel bad for people who can't hang out with me because I'm so funny.
It's so
To
funny.
you, 10,500 people, you're welcome. Okay. For years, I've been like, I just feel sad for people.
You are
I'm
very
hilarious.
Well, it's like I said, you have 3 women who have been through trauma.
Yeah, the 3 of us have been through significant traumas, and so we tend to combat that through humor.
Yep.
Which BT dubs, shout out to my fucking therapist for giving me a gold star
Yes.
certificate.
That's so cute.
Oh my god, I love her. Rachel Baker, my girl.
I love you, Kate. She's my therapist.
Yay, therapy.
Frankly, if we weren't needing therapy before starting a true crime podcast,
Oh my god, for real.
we definitely need one now.
Dude.
I
For
actually
real.
need to find I need to find a therapist. My old therapist, Erica, she was awesome. And I was just like, I feel like we should be friends. And she was like, in 2 years, if I don't see you for 2 years, then we can be friends after that.
I
And was
love
like,
that.
Okay. So another thing that happened in the last week was the release of
It's Brittany, bitch.
Brittany's audio
Which I didn't listen to.
of the
I did, don't worry. I listened to
it's
all of it. It's heartbreaking. It's
I mean
so
it's
sad.
it's sort of like it's insane. Like, I mean, she basically is having to work for free to pay, like, the people that she pays control her life and tell
Yep.
her, like, she wants to have more children and she is not allowed to have her IUD removed.
Yeah.
She doesn't want
won't
to
take
do
her
a
to the
tour
doctor.
and they tell her she has to.
She
How
can't-
is her mental health?
Oh, I don't think
It's never been released.
it's
I don't think
I
that
think
I've seen
she's-
anyway.
She struggled in that time when she shaved her head. And I think she was probably medicated properly then after that. maybe.
Well, the thing is, I think that not having any control over her life for the last 13 years is adversely affecting her mental health.
Yes.
But what I'm
Continually.
saying is like
She sounded in the clip that I heard of her talking to the judge, she sounds rational.
Oh, she
Definitely is. You can tell that she's nervous, and you can tell that she's stressed, and you can tell that she's angry
and upset.
And I have to just, I want to point out here, I've never been a fan of Britney Spears. I don't like her music. I have no interest in her whatsoever, but I did listen to the audio. And, she sounds calm, she sounds rational. She didn't sound calm, but she sounded rational. She knows what she wants.
Yeah.
She's a 30-plus-year-old woman who is more than capable of, I think, handling her own
But
affairs.
what I'm saying is do we know that? Doesn't she not even have custody of her kid?
No, they don't. So sorry.
They have 80-20 or 70-30 custody or something.
There's an amazing coverage on Britney. I wasn't a Britney. I didn't really care until I listened to this thing that
it's more my age group than your guys' age
Page 7
group.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely...
You old fuckers.
You were
I'm just
still,
kidding.
you were probably right in the age when,
it was happening.
in her, and you're probably very similar age to her. I was just past, when NSYNC and Jessica Simpson and Christina,
is
with
this
all
tuna
of
that I'm
those-
eating, or is this fish? Nope, chicken or fish is what the joke was, but whatever.
She's like,
Is this
"Is
chicken or
chicken?
fish?"
And that's chicken of the sea.
Yeah.
I was just I had just aged out really to
That was
where
my
those
prime
people were
time.
younger than me, and she was.
She
her
was
prime
coming
time.
up when I was getting older and listening to more music, but I was new metal girl, so
Yeah, it
I
just
didn't
was
do
not-
boy bands. I didn't do Britney.
Right.
And so Page 7 has a series called Pop History, and they did a 2-part on her, and they go into the conservatorship, and they go into all the things that she had to deal with the paparazzi, and I don't know how she's standing upright
Yeah.
in the
Maybe I
first
should listen
place.
to
I
it.
mean, here's the
It's-
thing with all of those, with that whole group of kids,
The Disney stars that became these huge
pop stars. I mean, first of all, I think when your parents are your managers, that's never a good thing.
Worked out for the
because-
Kardashians, and that's about it. But Kris Jenner basically is a Kardashian sister, so.
Yeah, I mean, just
It's
in
pretty
general, all of that. And, you have fame and you have money and you have, I think about that interview that Willow Smith did with Paris Jackson. And just that, you're constantly, and I mean, yes, when you're a pop star or whatever, it seems like it would be such a dream to be rich and famous. But as I'm older and looking at how these people have had to live their lives,
yeah,
I have no
it
desire
sounds
to
like
be
a
famous.
curse,
Rich, I'm
you know?
here for. Famous, not so much.
Right, yeah. And so I think that I just think her whole childhood was
The
trauma.
whole thing is just
Well,
sad.
so
And
her
I think her marriages and things were her way of trying to get out from under, especially her father.
Well, that's why she had that one random marriage that lasted
10 days or something.
Yeah. But from the very beginning when she was a young girl, both parents pimped her the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well,
And made her do everything to get them money.
Oops, I Did It Again. She was 16 years old when she
Yeah.
filmed that.
Yeah.
She's dressed up as a Catholic fucking schoolgirl.
She's been
Right.
doing it for so long, and both parents exploit her and use her. They're
Yes.
neither are
And they're
good.
not together anymore, right? The parents
No,
they
I think so.
divorced.
But her mom is awful, just as bad.
Yeah.
As
But
their
her
dad.
father is the one that
Ugh, he's
along
disgusting.
with a financial management team
Yeah, and he'll get people in on the conservatorship
that
to
do what
keep the
he
power
wants.
because he'll
Yes.
give them money.
Yeah. I mean, she is basically a slave.
Yep.
And
For
so-
you.
I know. I did it in my head. I did it in my head. Oh my god, with the fidget spinner. All right, maybe
It's okay.
she can't have the fidget spinners anymore.
I mean,
But-
I attach it to a string in the ceiling so that when I drop it, it
It'll
doesn't
just swing around. I mean, can you just imagine what it's like? And she likened it to sex trafficking. I thought more of when somebody's Fritzl's kid or or the girl from Room. where it's literally you have someone else dictating every part of your life,
Yeah.
I would lose my mind.
She's probably only here because of her voice.
Yeah.
I saw something that she was on it was on the Dumois. I think that's the blind item pop thing, whatever. And they said one time they saw her in Hawaii playing with her kids, but she only got to play with them for 1 hour, and they only let her come down to the pool to play for 1 hour. Because one of the ladies, her brother is, I think, on the spectrum. And so she was playing with him. She was like playing with him. Really sweet, like with a ball and pool.
Mm-hmm.
And she said Brittany was the sweetest girl, but then they said, you have to leave now. You can't be in the pool anymore.
I mean, like, that's just, and it's because they want her to keep working and making them money, and it's disgusting. And I literally cannot imagine what.
I mean, she can't drive her car without permission. She can't do anything without permission.
And it's like, just based on being young and everything that she had been through, like starting work from such a young age, like it's not weird that she had a breakdown.
No, especially with
like
the stress that the paparazzi put on that fucking girl is disgusting.
Right. Yes. And so, I mean, did she maybe need it for a brief period of time while she was like truly struggling with mental health issues? Maybe, but definitely not now. And the worst part is that, like, again, she sounds completely logical, completely rational.
Yeah.
She, and they were giving her, like, crazy amounts of like, she listed off the medications she's on. And I'm like, I don't know how she's standing up. And, like, some of those medications, I'm like, I don't think those things are supposed to be mixed. So it's like they're keeping her.
It's like
drugged.
Judy Garland style.
Yeah,
like what they did.
Just to keep them working. Keep them working.
Because I saw footage too of her teaching her dance people how, like, what to do. And she's fucking on it. She's there. That's like, you can tell that's her shit. And they just keep saying she's...
Yeah, but they're saying
she's a crazy woman.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
Even though I am not a fan of Britney Spears, but I'm definitely on the Free Britney bandwagon. The Free Brit.
I need to actually read up on it because I haven't.
You should listen to her. It's only 22 minutes long. If it's still up, of her whole thing that she said.
Tori's birthday is coming up. So is mine.
So is yours.
Yeah.
Are you a Cancer or you're a Cancer?
Yeah.
But she's got to be a cusper, right?
I am. You told me I was a cusper.
20th. Oh God, yeah, you were.
Oh my God, 20th is my birthday. So
I feel like you have a lot of very Leo tendencies.
Absolutely.
Maybe even more Leo than.
Can I be called a Cleo?
Yes. She's our little Cleo. Look
Cleo.
at Tori hates it.
No, it's just when I hear Cleo, I think of the
Clancer?
Jamaican.
Miss Cleo.
Miss Cleo.
I can't do the accent.
I can't.
Jamaican.
It's either that or Clancer, and I don't
she
think
wasn't
that sounds
Jamaican
great.
anyway, so
She wasn't really Jamaican.
she was a liar.
I miss her. I miss her commercials.
This goddamn bitch.
Let's take a look. The Miss Cleo DNA tester. Solely searching for the father of your.
Have you never seen Miss Cleo? Oh God.
That's why I was like, I have to show her.
That's very unpleasant. Okay.
Is this straight up 1-800 for a psychic with a terrible CGI
She was
background?
a straight up scammer. It was all a scam.
I've been waiting to talk to you. Your green nail polish is cute. Didn't you tell us that you got a manicure the other day?
Yeah,
And
she's
that's
like, I'm
getting my nails
Is it green glitter?
Yeah.
Like, what a Lindsey cut. Lindsey is just a vibe, man. She is just her fucking gym teacher sheet, green glitter nail polish, composition notebook, iPad cover,
Right. Her
covered in
avocado
tattoos,
her
avocado socks.
That are
covered in unicorn slippers.
Like, Lindsey is a mood.
She is.
Lindsey is a vibe, girl.
I love
She really is.
Continue. I couldn't.
Like, everybody needs seals. Everybody needs Everybody needs a Lindsey in their life.
Everyone needs a
If
Lindsey.
you don't have a Lindsey
that
in your
fucking
group,
blows, dude. Maybe you are the Lindsey in your group, though.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
are, I feel you and I love you.
Yeah.
and I can tell you, as much as Emily and I love each other, like if it were not for Lindsey, I don't think we would have a podcast.
Oh, I think no. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in all honesty, Lindsay's really the talent.
Yeah, Lindsey is the talent. She keeps us together. Oh my God, we got to meet Lindsay's dad, Patrick.
Yes,
we did.
Patrick and Barbara. I am
Who are patrons, so
who
thank you.
are patrons. I am obsessed with all of your parents. Like I
Yes.
said, all of your parents.
And
you
then
have
met Bren's parents.
Bren's parents.
I love them all so
Your
much.
dad, your stepmom. Obviously, I know mom,
Yeah.
but your dad, I'm obsessed.
He's
with him.
really adorable. Like I
He
didn't
is.
realize that I was going to want to like squeeze him.
Yeah, like
See, I thought he was gonna be, and Patrick, I'm sorry because I'm sure you're gonna listen, but I don't know. I just kind of pictured him being like stern and kind of standoffish, and I like he could not be more the opposite. Like very warm and
so
kind
funny.
and
I'm obsessed
funny.
with him. I just wanted to give him a snuggle.
And
Yeah.
He would let
they
you.
also have the most adorable dog.
Oh
named
my
Val,
God.
who was so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
And we wanted to shout out
Michael Wiley.
Michael Wiley.
Wiley. He owns Prohibition.
He owns
and
Prohibition.
Wiley's Downtown Bistro.
Yes.
Are those the only two? Does he own any others? I don't know if he does.
I think just those two.
He's magnificent. He's really big. Also, shout out to Chad White, who's the other big. Like, they're two very good restaurateurs.
Restaurateurs.
Cook.
In the area.
Yes.
Food.
Yeah.
But we got to meet him because he served us at the dinner that we met
Yeah.
Patrick and Barbara at.
So everything has kind of reopened here in Spokane.
I think today was 100%.
Yeah.
Today or yesterday. He posted actually 100% capacity.
And so, but they don't necessarily have all the staffing to do that. And, so there were there was a waitress and a waiter, and they were busting their asses in like 100-degree heat.
Ugh.
But
was
it
super
got
hot, super full.
and it got
Yeah.
super busy. And so like Michael came in and was like helping serve, and just I thought that was so cool as a boss
Yeah.
to be like, no, my team
Well,
is
Bren's
in
mom
trouble.
was like, there's no way he's a server. He's
Yeah,
like
she's like-
very.
He had the whole outfit on.
Yeah,
he had a
she's
meat
chef's-
thermometer in his
logo.
pocket.
Yeah, he was like,
We were like
Ready.
Yeah, and he was a great guy, so amazing. I've actually been reading a bunch of stories about him too, of people saying like, he would meet someone out in public and she'd say like, "Oh, I want to come to your restaurant, but I can't eat, whatever." And then she came in the next week and he like remembered her and had something like put
Yeah.
together so
Well,
that
and
figured out so
Mom,
that she could eat.
He stopped. So mom had gotten fish and chips, and it was salmon, and fish and chips is breaded.
yeah.
And he had seen that mom had taken the breading off and was just like, "Oh, did you not like it?" And she was like, "No, I do. I can't digest fried food."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh my gosh, next time just tell me, like we'll
We'll
grill
grill
it.
it.
We'll throw it on the grill
Yeah.
for you."
It was just,
Um,
I love it.
But I do want to
That's
tell
right.
this story that came up on Spokane Food Finders because it literally made me
Oh,
so teary. So there's a Facebook group in our town where people can talk about, like different places to eat and like, hey, I want to have tacos tonight. Who has the best tacos? And people can comment. Date nights, whatever. And a woman had posted, and it's so funny because her mom, Joan, is Heather's daughter,
Mhm.
and Joan, who's the woman we're going to talk about, her granddaughter are friends. So Heather
Oh,
actually
wow.
knows the woman that this is about.
That's
but
awesome.
her daughter had posted that her mom is fighting cancer, and it's been particularly brutal. And she had also gotten an infection in her mouth from the chemo and had to have all of her teeth pulled. And which is just,
Wow.
traumatic, in
So
addition to
terrible.
trying to go through chemo and fight this cancer. So she had posted and said, we really want to take our mom out for a nice dinner, but she's got all of these dietary restrictions and she's had to have her teeth removed. And so, here comes Michael Wiley
Yep.
and crafted, a meal for her. And then at the end of the night, their bill had been zeroed out and with a little note on the receipt that just said, like, cancer sucks, hearts wide open. And I read that and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
There's so much crap. And like we had such a shit week in the news with true crime. And we're constantly researching the most horrible people in the world.
Yeah.
And so it was a great way to restore, I don't know. It was a great restoration of humanity.
Yeah.
Great experience. He's
Yes.
a great guy. We added him on Facebook.
And I also want to say that regardless of what an amazing man he is and how much we all love him, the food was also
great.
incredible.
Yes.
It is incredible. And the drinks were fabulous.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like I could have that beach peach
And
any day. Don't think that you can do this, but there were Laughing Dog Brewery glasses, and I was like, oh, I want one of these because it has a dog on it because, we're dog obsessed. And I looked on the brewery's website, and they didn't have the cups for purchase. And I was like, God damn it. And so Bren's mom was just like,
oh, that's right. I
She was like-
forgot that she's the one that
she was like, I will gladly pay for them, but can these girls have these? And he was just like, yeah, like, I don't know. He acted like he didn't really say yes or no. And then, they
He's
came
like,
by
you
and
bitches
collected.
are crazy.
He came by and collected our glasses when our drinks were done. And then he washed them and brought them out to us and told them they were for us. And I was just like,
He's
so
just a
sweet.
great guy.
Yeah.
I just love him.
yeah.
I gotta say, we have a lot of cool restaurants and restaurant owners in the
Mhm.
area.
We
Now that I'm
do.
part of that Food Finder group, I kind of stalk it a little. Like I know who owns the Onion and Frank Steiner. I feel like I know who a lot of the owners are, which I
Mhm.
always think is cool.
Yeah.
And it just makes a huge difference. So we have a very cool restaurant scene here.
We really do. It's
We
grown
do
so
with
much.
and we all really love to eat local and spend our money locally. I
Yeah.
think that's really important to really contribute back
Except when
to your
Emily orders
community.
$35 at Taco Bell at
I was gonna
midnight.
But I mean, besides that, totally.
Hey man, those peeps gotta eat too.
They gotta
man.
eat, man.
They gotta eat too.
I wanted to say one more news thing that we'll have to follow because there's not a ton of information, but 2 bodies were found in the Spokane
yeah.
River on Thursday, the night we went to dinner, because I was
Yeah.
driving home and all the police were on the bridge, and
Right.
I saw them interviewing people, and I literally thought, I wonder if someone jumped off the bridge, because it's the only thing. Why
People
else
do.
would you?
I mean,
Yeah,
well,
people
and they
do
have
there
those.
wasn't a car accident. I was
Most
like,
of
oh,
our
there's someone
bridges have these like cages over them to deter people from jumping. But it was weird because the article in the paper had said that this area is closed. It's considered a crime scene. But then at the end of the article was like, if you or anyone you know is suffering from suicidal thoughts. So it's like their theory is that it was a double
Yeah.
suicide, but yet
Yeah.
they're still treating it as a crime scene. And I guess technically suicide is a crime.
We also got to talk about the fucking Slender Man.
Oh, yeah.
Girl.
Jeez. Another like that girl, I'm sorry. She should not be out.
She should not
She
be.
should be in a mental health facility, and
It's
don't be
alarming.
surprised when she does something else.
Sorry.
Like, what was I doing at 11?
I was not.
I don't
hanging
even
out with ghosts.
I wasn't hanging out with ghosts. That wasn't
I
my
wasn't
jam.
hanging out with ghosts. You can cut this. But I did get my period the day before 6th grade.
What if I don't want to cut that?
I mean, you could leave it in. I
Kidding.
don't think. But I remember I cried.
I got
my-
my period in second grade, 3rd grade. I was real young.
Holy hell.
Yeah, bitch.
I got mine right before 7th grade, but I was camping and not with my family or mother.
Oh no, that's the
no.
saddest
And
thing.
The mom, I told the mom, and she was like super irritated with me and handed me a tampon 'cause that's all she had.
Oh my god,
It was
I
awful.
was.
That's so traumatic. I mean, I was at a Labor Day like block party and
Oh
went
my
home
God.
and was like, "Oh my god,
Were you
I'm
wearing white?
bleeding."
Were
I
you
did-
big mouthing it and wore white?
But I will
Shorts.
tell you that I
Mia.
had gone. I had gone camping with my friend Jeremy. We decided we were going to hike like up this mountain. And we had several disastrous hiking trips before this.
Why?
So
You
just like
continue.
weird things like once we went hiking and I wore like these old boots that were cute, but not really
no.
hiking boots. And it was like April, so I wasn't worried about
How old
it.
were you?
But 18.
Okay.
And so I didn't realize that the soles were cracked though, because they were cheap. And it was fine until we got kind of to the top of the area that we were hiking and there was still snow. And I still didn't want to say anything. And so like my feet got frozen. Like it was bad. He had to take off my shoes and my socks and put my feet on his stomach to like heat them back up. We had to get like a ranger to drive us back down. It was bad. So that was our first hiking trip. But then we decided we were going to go camping for like an entire weekend. And we were going to go and we were going to stay.
I can't believe you just smoothed over and I had to put my feet on
his
stomach.
belly.
On his belly. And then the ranger drove us down.
That is a good
go in the
friend.
car.
I wouldn't let you put your feet on
Oh
my
my
belly.
God,
I'd be
no.
like,
I
fuck
mean, he
you,
was
that sounds
so-
cold as shit.
He was not really very happy with me. Then we had gone, so we were on this other camping trip, and we were gonna camp overnight, and so we were hiking this mountain, and it was so bad. As we were hiking up, I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting cramps.
Oh,
Like,
God.
oh my god, and it was getting worse and worse, and like right before we left, one of his asshole friends was like, watch out for rattlesnakes. And I was like, whatever. And Jeremy's like, no, seriously, like it's kind of that season, so we want to watch out. And so
Jeremy.
there was like a trail that he wanted to take that would have actually, because that's what we took down and it was very easy. But I was like, no, I don't want to go that way because there was high grass and I was worried about the rattlesnakes. So we ended up literally hiking up the mountain at a 45-degree angle
Oh my God.
because that's what I was like, I don't want to go that way. And now I'm getting my period with like the world's worst cramps and I have nothing with me.
Oh my God.
And
Tori.
we're out in the wilderness. And at one point, like,
Seals. I'm just kidding.
Seals. The seals are
at
back.
one point, my backpack went like up over my head.
Yep.
And so anyway, we made dinner that night. And I don't know what happened, but like it had spilled or something. So when we got up the next morning, we came out of the tent. There were like thousands of bees. And it was just like everything
Went
that
wrong.
could go wrong on that trip
Yeah.
went wrong. And so when we got back, and
Oh
I
my
had
God.
never really met his mom before. And she's one of those moms, like when you would call, she'd be like, what do you want? You know?
Oh my God.
So I was really scared of her when we got back. And she looked at me and she was like, honey, are you okay? And I told her, I was like, because of course I didn't want to tell my guy friend,
Yeah.
which I totally could have. But I was like 18, 19 and didn't want to be like, I'm bleeding profusely from my vagina.
Yeah.
So,
Are you
yeah.
still friends with this man?
I am actually still friends with him.
Wow. Right
Yeah,
into
man.
us, friend, because I want to
Everything-
know your side
Yes,
of those
I
stories.
wanna hear about this.
Everything that, the last time I saw him was when I was in PA. I drove out to see him and I drove like up into his garden.
Like, this poor man.
Yeah, seriously. Why is he still friends with you?
God bless you, Jeremy.
Jeremy
I'm-
Schellmeyer.
I'm telling
Love
my
you, babe.
period story now because we're
Hell yeah.
just at this point. So,
Hell yeah.
I was so young that my mom hadn't told me about them yet.
Oh no.
Because like we
Oh my
didn't
God,
think that
yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, 'cause
So
second or third grade, I was like 7 or 8.
but I was so young, my mom hadn't told me about it yet. And I remember it was like recess, and I fucking hated recess because any outdoor activity is like not my jam. So I was like that kid that like helped the janitor clean up the fucking
Yes.
lunchroom.
yes.
Like that was me. And I remember like being out at recess and being like, oh, and I had cramps, and I was like,
Oh no.
I was just-
I must be dying.
and well, and you know, like this will go in a shoot the shit episode so that people can prepare for it, and I'll put it in the title. So no men are like, oh my God, so they're gonna skip right through this. But period poops are a real thing.
oh yeah,
Yep.
they are.
And they
100%.
are,
bad.
and when you have the cramps, and I'm just like in the bathroom, and I'm like, oh my God, like I think I'm dying, and
Mhm.
like I'm nauseous, and my whole life I've always had bad periods too. So it was like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I called Oma, and her and my opa came to pick me up. And again, like I didn't know it was wrong. And I didn't really see, I kind of saw like some spotting, but not enough. I still, yeah. And I remember we made it all the way to Oma's house, and I told her everything, and she goes, "Oh, yeah, you're on your period." And she had to have the whole conversation with me. And then I was like, "Well, how do you like stop it? Like, what do I do?" And she's Oma, so she's like, "I don't have anything here."
Yeah.
And so she had to like run to the store. It was just like a whole thing. And I remember asking my mom, I wore a pad for 5 minutes, and I was like, "This is terrible. What are my other options?" And my mom was like, so there are these things called tampon, and she walked me through it. And I remember being so proud of myself. The very first day I started my period, I put it in there, and I was like, I am a woman now.
I am impressed
Holy
because
hell.
I was very impressed with myself. So
I remember my mom. I remember I cried, and I'm like, I don't want it. My mom's like, you sure will fuck
Yeah, sorry.
Nobody
wants that
does, honey,
shit.
but you have to. And so I remember it's kind of same thing. What are my options? And the first thing she was like, okay, well, there's tampons. And my mom was working then in an OBGYN office.
Oh.
And so she's like, kind of like fully clothed, but
Yeah.
kind of like demonstrating.
You
to
gotta
me.
like put the foot on the toilet seat.
Yeah,
And you
so
gotta.
and
Such a
I was
Any
process.
girl that weren't
And-
that's listening knows.
Oh my God. I was horrified. And I'm like, I don't want to stick anything in me.
Yeah.
So I wore pads I probably didn't switch to tampons until I went to college.
I didn't either until I was older because I wore.
Yeah, I was a weirdo.
I didn't want shit up in me. Well, not,
I don't know. I do remember my mom telling me, because she told me about TSS, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
That I think was another thing.
and
that
I remember
scared
being
me
like,
about
oh my
tampons.
God, you can like
God,
die
they
from
really
using a
fucking
tampon.
made you scared.
Well, there was like a
they
little,
were-
it's like, it's literally going to kill you. And so I
Yeah.
remember being like very like,
Diligent.
you take it out every however many hours. I haven't used a tampon in such a long time. 4 hours, 6 hours? I don't know.
Because I think now we're all like,
Old.
no, I have Nexplanon, which is
Right.
like it's a bar that goes in your
The
arm.
bar that goes in your
I
arm.
haven't-
And
used
Lindsey
so
and I both
I
have
haven't had
IUD.
my period in like
Long time.
7 years,
Yeah.
8 years. And even before that, I was on Depot.
Right.
And so I didn't have my period for years before that. So
Well,
I don't even remember what it's like to
I remember that she told me like you can't take it out if it's like too dry. Like you gotta like
Yeah.
get the sizes right, because if you try and like take
Ugh.
it out when it's too dry, it'll kind of like hurt. And
see, I think men should have to listen to this because they should have to know.
it's a lot to
Like,
deal with.
it's
Okay,
It's
so much
not just
work.
that we have to get tampons. You have to get the right size. And then, like you're saying, you have to make sure that you leave it in long enough because if you take it out when it's too dry,
It'll fucking
or like
hurt.
when you're at the end of your period and it's just like
Yeah.
the brown gunk and you're like
Yep.
trying to pull out your tampon. and
this
it's
is
like,
too much
"Oh, oh,
information, but like 90% of your period is tissue. It's not just like you're like liquid bleeding the
Right,
whole time. It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
oh."
nasty. But
Clots, man, and you feel like a big one go through.
I remember
God.
literally thinking,
Lindsey has had enough of this.
No, I'm just thinking about how I don't have my period, but I still feel like complete shit. So it's still,
yeah,
like,
dude, it's like
Right.
I
I
have
have the
cramps
worst
right
cramps.
now too.
I've had,
Which was interesting when you said it, because I was like, why do I have weird cramps?
Do
Because
you-
I
Do you
Thinking
get
of-
your period with your? But you get yours though.
No, I
you?
don't get my
Oh, you
period.
don't get.
I
it.
but
just
you
get
still get
all
cramps.
the
Just get
symptoms,
the-
but no bleeding. I still feel like shit.
Interesting.
I want to cry and die.
Interesting.
Yeah,
wanna
that's
cry
why I bought.
and
I wanna cry and die.
Brought us brownies. This week.
Well, that works. Michael also got cookies.
Oh, God bless America, that man.
But what I was gonna say was she told me not to pull it out if it was too light, and I remember this is funny. I remember thinking this is like back at the time where like, okay, I'm in fucking second or third grade. I wore like a very tight ponytail, and then I would like spray my hair with water and then like comb it so it was like,
You're
know?
JoJo Siwa.
that's me, yeah.
Yep.
And exactly,
I don't understand that reference.
JoJo Siwa is a YouTube
She's a young woman,
sensation.
but her hair. She started on Dance Moms, but her hair is just.
Oh.
So
Yeah, very tight.
seriously, the last like 4 sentences both of you said, I have no idea.
But what I want to say this really
Yeah,
fast.
say it, say
I
it.
pictured You know how you'd like spray your hair with water? This is like before I used
Yes.
hairspray. I thought I was literally gonna have to like go up in there and spray it with water to make it like lubricated enough to take out. And I to this day have never done it, but I just want you to know that's what I thought about. I thought if it's ever too dry, I'm gonna need to spray and like make it like moist enough to just slide out.
You're gonna have to Georgia seal
No.
all your tampons.
Yeah, so that's my that's my period tale. And here we are.
And I was the one that was like, we need to stop all the fucking chitter chat.
Well, I am all about a period story going out in life, honestly. So
Yeah, I don't care.
Mia's currently in jail.
Oh my god.
she's literally been in jail for like maybe 5 minutes.
It feels like a long time.
Oh my god. Tori is just.
Can you hear her crying?
I can.
She's like, I want my real mom.
Tori has been trying to steal my deaf dog
For like ever.
Forever and ever.
forever.
Like even when you first got her, I think I was sending you
Mm-hmm.
text messages like, give me her. But at the time I was actually up to my ears in Hodor, so
Still up to your ears. And
oh
you
my
are.
god. I will be forever up to my ears with that dog.
There she is. There's my girl.
Oh my god.
There's my girl.
Oh my god.
This happens every time.
Hi, Mia.
Watch out for your
That's-
headphone cord.
Oh, well.
Hey.
I saw it.
He's a good husband.
That's why I snatched him right up.
Let me tell you what. Find me one of them.
I just married the first one I found.
I haven't found one yet. They've all been
He was hiding. He
Bren was hiding too.
I really like pursued that. And he had no game whatsoever.
See,
so I
and
think
so I
Yeah.
need to be
Right.
looking for
Same.
the men with no game. But the
I said
problem
host
is
with the most.
you
with
are
the
the host
most.
with the most.
They're
We
just
love
telling me
coming
how
to your
great you
house.
are.
I'm
We are.
there.
Did I tell you guys that Oh my
Minus
God.
the modesty.
Did I tell you that
aspect.
someone came to I think I did tell you this. Someone came to our house to drop off the cat bed that I'm making, and she texted me later and she goes, I have something to tell you. And I was like, what? Because when she dropped it off, I was inside and Michael happened to be coming home from work, so she just handed it to him.
Oh, okay.
And so she gave me this cat bed so I could make the thingy around it. And she goes, I have something to tell you. And I was like, okay. And she goes, you have a really cute husband. And I was like, I know, right? She's like, oh my God. I was like, she said, like, how'd you guys meet or something? And I said, at a barbecue. And it was just all downhill from there for that guy after that. I was like, I know. She's like, I just want to tell you he was great. I was like, girl,
Aw.
I know.
Bren picked me up off the floor. Oh my god.
What?
I heard that. I said Bren picked me up off the floor at a show. At a
Like
concert.
literally picked you up
I
off
got
the
it
floor?
was a metal show and I got pushed and I fell and I was with a date and he just looked at me, but Bren came over and picked me
Oh my
up.
God, this is so funny. At the barbecue that we were at, I was there kind of with not like with a date, but
Yeah, it
this
was
guy
like
I was seeing sort of.
kind of seeing.
And
what's
he was
happening.
off doing fuck knows what, and Michael walked up to me and was like, "You don't have a beer in your hand. Do you want one?" And that was, and I hated it, and I left it at the table. But I didn't tell him that. And then later he walked up to me and he's like, "I thought I gave you a beer," and I was like, "What? That wasn't me." So, but that's funny. I was also sort of
Yeah.
seeing someone else, and then he.
I don't know though.
Save the day.
The way that you just explained that, it's like something that you would see in a movie, like of a flashback of how they met. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But like, it's,
Yes.
it's so sweet.
like a Hillary Duff flashback, that's what it
Right,
makes me
like-
think
Yeah.
of.
I
Yeah.
was at this metal show and I got knocked down, and my date didn't pay any attention.
And you see
But
her,
then here's
Lindsay's
this
laying on the
big-
ground, and this
right,
man comes
This
towards her,
big,
and
tall man.
all the people go away, and he goes,
And he-
"Oh, ma'am,
he-
give me your hand."
Yeah, he holds out his
She
hand.
says, "Oh,
Are you
Bren,
okay?
I've been waiting for you."
My whole life.
Oh my
My
god.
whole life.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
So sweet though. That
my
actually
God.
makes me love Bren even more.
That is very
that's
cute.
Very sweet.
Yes.
That's really
Where
funny.
I had a guy look at me and go, "Don't ever say ish."
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Right?
Trying
But
to
you guys
find-
both have husbands that are really like perfect for you.
We have
Like,
very good husbands.
I'm
complimentary.
very grateful.
Yeah,
as-
same.
For Bren every day.
Same.
We got really
Marriage
is what
brings us together today.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. We put out new episodes every single Wednesday, and if you're impatient like me, be sure to become a Patreon where you can get your episodes early each week. For as little as $5 a month, you not only significantly support the production of this podcast, but you'll also get ad-free episodes in addition to them being early. Go to patreon.com/threesacrime podcast. For pictures, videos, and links related to this episode, be sure to check out our Instagram at threesacrime. And for more information, go to threesacrime.com.